Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is August and this is late August. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a previous watcher, welcome back. As always, I am sending you love and light and I am back with another reaction for you. Not a reaction. This is not a reaction. This is something different. A little different. Last week I asked if you guys wanted me to do like a re-watch of Until We Meet Again, and like only one person responded, but like you know who you are and you are such a ride or die subscriber or ride or die OhmFluke fan. Like we have and are on the same wavelength, so like you're always there, always in the comments, always supporting me, always boosting me, and I appreciate you. I see you and you're like the best, like literally the best. Anyway, that person not wanted to, but they said they wouldn't mind if I did a rewatch Until We Meet Again and we did it together. So that's what we're gonna do today, guys. I'll have my own commentary. Like I have had thoughts on this series. I haven't had the forum or place to express my thoughts on this series and why it's my all-time favorite series. I wish I could have done like a genuine true reaction to it, but I didn't have a channel last year, so here we are. Anyway, guys, before we dive into this commentary, that's what we're gonna call it. We'll call it a commentary. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also, turn notification bell on. Give you a thumbs up. Yes, thumbs it up. Please interact with that like button, guys, so we can get my videos seen and we can grow our little community. Also, make sure you follow me on my socials. I'll put them on the screen somewhere. I did change my orientation of my screen, so they'll be somewhere. Anyway, let's dive right into this commentary. I'll see you on the other side of the opening sequence. Alright guys, I am back. I have the video up and ready to go. Let's dive into part 1 of episode 1 of Until We Meet Again, my all-time favorite series. There'll be a lot more talking in this, guys, than an actual reaction, just because it's commentary, you know. I have rewatched this show so many times, but honestly, I have not rewatched part 1 because it's so hard. Earth is an amazing. No, I put not want to laughter. I know I'm gonna talk a lot more than normal, but like I feels like the first time all over again. Oh, I hated this line the first time I watched this. You can tell that Kwon was resigned to this outcome before we even got here, before we got to this moment.
ไอ้เด็กคนนี้นี่คงจะเป็นตัวพ่อแล้วสิแล้วยังไงฮะกูไม่เคยสอนลูกให้ยุ่งกับนักเลงแล้วกันไม่ต้องไปมองมัน
Like this scene right here, just this moment right here, is just so well acted because you can see like the shift in his face, and it's so like you see him like literally give up at that moment.
เป็นหมอไม่เกี่ยวอะไรกับมันวะไปยุ่งกับมันทำไม
And you can see him ruminating over everything right here, and it just I can watch this part.
เฮ้ยไอ้ก้อนก้อนอย่าไอ้ก้อนก้อนก้อน มาคืนมาดิก้อนก็แค่เธออย่าไอ้ก้อนก็แค่เรารักกันรักมันไม่อาจวันไว้ก่อนก้อนเอาไว้ไม่จะเอาที่รักไม่รักที่เราอย่างที่ตั้งใจเราจะหนีความจริงไปนานเท่าไรแม้มันต้องจบแต่ยังคอยจะจำเอาไว้
First time I watched this, I was watching in bed and I was a blubbering mess. Like my pillow was soaked in tears. I swear, Earth and UhmFluke, they're both so good at emotional inflection in their vocals. Again, right here, I love this part. Not because it's sad, but just the acting. You can really tell, oh my gosh, why did I just forget In's name for a second? Like, you can tell, again, it was that resignation in that moment. Like, reality sunk in and he realized, I can't live without this person. I know a lot of people were like, why are we just standing there letting this happen, the fathers? But I don't think like there's really a right reaction to this kind of outcome. I think that they were both shell-shocked from what just happened. Like literally, like you freeze up in a moment like this. Not to give the dads any kind of credit or any kind of benefit of the doubt. But I think that their reaction is a natural one, and it doesn't feel like, what are you doing? Why aren't you running to your children? I think immediately they recognized the repercussions of their own actions and they froze up. I really do appreciate the cinematography of this show as well. The color palette chosen, like you can tell that both I'm drawing blanks on names. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I love this series. I just can't remember names right now. Of Dean and Pam, their color palette is a lot more warm and it's fitting of the story that they're telling of their love. While in Corn, there's is a lot more muted, a lot more blues, a lot more gray, a lot more dark. And I love that's how they did that juxtaposition. I know people were upset that you really couldn't tell that it was far enough in the past, but I think the lighting was intentional, and that was a choice made intentionally to make that distinction rather than it being a obvious time distinction. It was more of a color palette distinction. Period. Honestly, I wish we had gotten more of Manal and Hook. I know that they're the straight couple and no one really cares about the straight couple, but I wanted more. I felt like Manal deserved to have her love story fleshed out. Just, my observation. I do like how their love story is at the top of the series, at the bottom of the series, the very first relationship you see, and like one of the very last you see. And I love that. I think that was very cool that they did that, but I wanted more in between.
วันนี้ชื่ออะไรอ่ะเราชื่อทีมเราพาม
And their friendship just was the highlight of this series for me.
วันนี้พอลงทะเบียนรับเอกสารเสร็จอ่ะเขามีให้ไปดูชมรมต่อ
อ๋อ แล้วนี่ทีมกับพามเข้าชมรมอะไรอะ
เราว่าจะเข้าชมรมว่ายน้ำอ่ะอย่างนี้เราก็ทุนนักกีฬาว่ายน้ำนะ
กว่านี้นิดนึงเขาเชื่อแล้วพี่หนูเล่นละครได้ด้วยนะคะ
เล่นละครได้ด้วยเหรอครับ
ใช่ค่ะ
ดีเลยครับพี่
พี่หนูเล่นเป็นก้อนหินได้
จริงเหรออุ๊ยสมมติฝนตกครับฝนตก
The secondhand embarrassment of this scene is so real. But like, as a theater nerd myself, this is such a real moment.
เล่นดีมากเล่นดีมาก
There's always that one girl who is just like, listen, I'm the most talented person in the room. You will watch me and you will enjoy it, whether that's true or not.
เฮ้ยทานกินข้าวหรือยังเฮ้ยเรายังไม่ได้กินเลยพี่คะหนูเล่นดีไหม
อ๋อดีครับพี่
เอาพี่ค่ะ
เดี๋ยวพี่ว่าเขียน
อ๋อพี่แล้วก็หนูร้องเพลงได้ด้วยนะคะ
ได้อีกแล้วนะ
เดี๋ยวขอวอร์มแป๊บนึงค่ะ
วอร์ม
นานานานานาให้ฉันมันซาลงมาอีกพี่คะหนูตื่นเต้นหนูสมัครได้ไหมคะ
ได้เลยครับมะนาวใช่ไหมครับ
ค่ะ
เดี๋ยวเลย นะครับผม
แต่ว่าหนูเล่นบทยั่วได้ด้วยนะคะ
ชั่วเหรอครับ
ใช่ค่ะ ยั่วค่ะ
ยั่วอะไรครับ
ไม่ใช่ยั่วโมโหแน่นอนพี่ แบบว่ายั่วเลยค่ะ ผู้หญิงยั่วผู้ชายอย่างเงี้ยค่ะนั่นนะคะ ขอตั้งใจพี่ค่ะได้ไหมคะพี่ เมื่อกี้สาวๆที่ชมรมเราอะเต็มไปหมดเลย กว่าเราจะเข้าไปสมัครได้นะแทบจะเป็นลมตาย
ก็ชมรมการแสดงที่เราเห็นดาราด้วย แต่ถ้ามะนาวอยากชมรมมาชมรมเราดิ
เงาอะร้อนจะตาย
Period though, like, you would never catch me on a swimming team.
แขนนี่
It's too hot.
เถือกเหมือนโดนไฟลวก
I'll be there to watch.
โอ้โหแล้วทำไมไม่
Especially if Dean's there, like,
ผิวสี
yeah,
เหลือง
I'll be
เนี่ย
there to watch.
จะได้คุณแม่เพื่อนเราพาม สวัสดีครับคุณแม่
I love that we establish his trauma right off the bat.
มันลมอยู่ข้างหน้าเนี่ย
Instead of having to unpack why his character is the way he is, we get to unpack just how affected his character is by the past.
เราแค่ตกใจเสียงมัน
ไม่ตกใจขนาดนั้นเลยอ่ะ
คือเราเป็นพวกกลัวเสียงดังแต่เด็กอะถ้าเกิดได้ยินแบบไม่ทันตั้งตัว ก็จะมีอาการแบบเมื่อกี้แหละ แล้ว
รู้สึกอะไรนะขนาดหนังผีที่มีฉากตุ้งแช่ยังเฉยๆเลยอะ
แล้วพวกเสียงปืนปล่อยตัวนักกีฬาล่ะ
แบบนั้นรู้ตัวกันอยู่แล้วไม่มีปัญหา
อ๋อ ถ้างั้นพามก็ไปดูพี่ดีนแข่งกับเราได้อะเฮ้ยจะว่าไปนะ เราว่าเราอะถึกกว่าพามตั้งเยอะ ดูดิ แข็งแรงกว่าปะนี่ไหนดูตัวพามลุกขึ้นแป๊บนึงเนี่ย ส่วนสูงก็สูงกว่าเรานิดนึง น้ำหนักก็
แล้วการรอคอยที่แสนนาน
วันนี้พี่ต้องรีบกลับนะ
ทำไมวันนี้พี่กลับไวจัง
ก็พ่อพี่กลับมาบ้านวันนี้ พี่ต้องรีบกลับไปก่อน
แล้วถ้าพี่กลับบ้านไม่ทันจะเป็นยังไงอะ
คงโดนต่อยสักทีมั้ง
นี่พี่กรณ์สมมุตินะ
ว่า
ถ้าเราตายไปแล้วไปเกิดใหม่ พี่ว่าเราจะหากันเจอไหม
เจอดูละครมากไปด้วยเนี่ย
นี่มันถามจริงจังแล้วเนี่ย
เจอสิ
พูดจริงนะ
จริง ก็จะตามหาจนกว่าจะเจอ
แล้ว ถ้าเกิดอยู่คนละซีกโลกกันล่ะ
พี่ก็จะขึ้นเครื่องหาบุญไป
โอ้ยรวยนะเนี่ย
What I really love about the way that In and Corn story is told is how it's a retelling rather than just them giving us the plot of what happened to them. We have to go back in time and slowly figure out how we got to that point in the first part. And I appreciate that. I think that it's just it just adds to the juxtaposition of their story and Dean and Palm's story. Like it's just, you know.
พี่สัญญา
เอาแล้วนิ้วอ่ะก่อนสัญญานะพี่ ว่าเราจะหากันจนเจอ
I I love this scene so much. Like the way he can just evoke those emotions instantaneously. Like I'm sure this is just like, I'm assuming this is one take. Like his eyes get so glassy and the tears are so big, and it's just, it really draws out the audience's emotions because you're like, it's so visual. You can literally see it. It makes you like just kind of tense right in the heart. Because like it's one thing to hear a person cry, but it's another to actually watch them just like have tears streaming down their face and not understand where it's coming from.
คนเยอะแฮะไหนชีบอกว่าให้คัดตัวปีหนึ่งไง
มหาลัยเรานะชมรมว่ายน้ำดังตายไปเขาได้รางวัลกันมาได้เยอะตั้งแยะ
เอามันไหม
ไหนทีมอ่ะ
ทีม
เห็นยัง
นั่นไงทีม
เอ้ยทีมมันก็แอบต้อนลูกเหมือนกันนะเนี่ย
นางหนาวนางเพื่อน
โอ้โหให้ยังไม่หลับไม่ได้แล้วจะไม่
Oh gosh, Sammy is just so good. I cannot imagine this show without her, without Manao or like Sammy playing Manao, like
เด็ดจริง
period. And the most gorgeous men of them all. Right there.
ปีนี้หน่วยก้านดีๆเยอะเลยว่ะ ดีละเอามาแทนพวกรุ่นพี่เก่าที่จบไปแล้วบ้าง มอง มองหาอะไรอีกวะ
Give me a win being twins, guys. I mean, his earrings are a lot better, mine are cheap, but you
ทำ
know.
งานด้วยประธานความรักเริ่มนั่นแหละ
เอาแล้วเริ่มแล้วมีความสามารถกันนะ
เก่งมากได้เป็นตัวจริงเลย
แน่นอน
ใครครับ โอ้โห
จ้าหมันไส้ก็จริงตอนแรกก็กลับมาชมหรอก
โอ้แต่หิวแล้วอ่ะว่ายน้ำใช้พลังงานโคตรเยอะเลย ไปหาอะไรกินกันเถอะนะ
อยากหมดแล้วเนี่ย
ว่าแต่พี่บีนอยู่ไหนอ่ะ
โน่นแล้วนี่อะไรเนี่ย ถามหาแต่ผู้ชาย สาวน้อยวัยใสที่เจอกันวันแรกไปไหนแล้วเนี่ย
เราก็ยังใสๆอยู่แหละ แต่ก็แค่ถามเผื่อพา
Period.
อะไรกับเราแล้ว
ไม่เกี่ยวได้ยังไงอ่ะไม่เห็นตอน
Just accept falling in love as, excuse me, as an inevitability. It's gonna happen.
อันแน่โอ้ยไปกินข้าวกันเอาข้าว
I love how they're all lined up opposite of each other. Like this relationships are all gonna be in.
มารอรับกลับด้วย
Like they told us from the very beginning.
นั่นดิ น่ารักว่ะ
แม่ป้าเราจะไม่เปลี่ยนชุดก่อนเหรอ
ไปชุดนี้แหละหุ่นดีทุกอย่างกลัวอะไรเนี่ย
กลัวอะไรบ้างก็ได้นะไปเดินเสื้อผ้าก่อนไป
ไปเดี๋ยวไปรอข้างนอก
เป็นขอ
เออ
นะไป
เจอข้างหน้าแล้วกัน
โอเค
ไปกวาดลูกตา
I mean, Prem has a great body, honestly. He should just show it off.
เอาเฮ้ยดิน เป็นไร เปล่าแค่สัตว์ป่า แล้วขอน้องถุงเลยนะ
อุ้ยเข้ากันไหมเนี่ย
เข้า
We're just talking about the fact that the first thing he ever eats by Parm is lumklun, which, you know, obviously we all know. Forget to swallow. I think that's just so fitting, right? And then obviously he posts never forget. Well, we'll get that in the next episode. Alright guys, well that was my commentary. I didn't do a whole lot of talking because like I got distracted. I'll have to cut a lot of this out because I just got distracted by how much I love this show, which we'll get into right now. I love this show for like a multitude of reasons. One, the storyline is just so beautiful. I think that as someone who is queer, I relate to this storyline so much because I know friends who've killed themselves. I know friends who've experienced not being accepted by their loved ones. So this show felt a lot more real to me in my own circumstances than a lot of other BLs. And I think that's why it's such an important drama. Just because the reality is a lot of people don't get accepted by their parents, and that unfortunately happens is they take their own lives. And a lot of times other BLs can feel a lot more removed from reality. Obviously this is a fantasy. This is obviously it's about reincarnation, so it obviously got its roots in fantasy, but I think even with that, it feels a lot more real than other shows. Also, I just appreciate the acting. I think the acting in this show is so phenomenal. It is literally some of the best acting I've seen. I think that even by Western standards, I think it is some of the best acting I've seen, bar none. I think that Fluke deserves all the awards in the world for his portrayal of Parm, and I think that Earth also deserves all the awards in the world for his portrayal of In. I think portrayal, yeah, that's my word, of In. I think that these two, I mean, not to diminish any of the other actors' abilities, they're all amazing actors, all of them, but just these two in particular are the reason why I keep coming back to this show, and it is their acting. And I think that they are such good dramatic actors, and I think that a lot of the other actors in other series, not to be shady, not to diminish anything else, I think that they are all amazing comedic actors, amazing drama actors, but not dramatic actors, because there is a distinction, there's a difference. You know, people who can act in dramas, you know, you don't have to show too much emotion, you don't have to go too far, but when you're a dramatic actor and that's the core of your ability, you have to be able to express deeply profound emotions. And I think that both Fluke and Earth do that so well, and they really just deserve all the kudos in the world. And I if I'm not mistaken, they're both out actors too, and I know that in Thailand, especially in the BL industry, it's bizarre to think about this, it's so hard for out actors to get jobs because, you know, the general audience for BL are straight women, so I get that they're not marketable in that sense, but the fact that these two are the two out actors and they're both just so phenomenal in their craft, it deserves an applause, just period, point blank, period. Also, what was I gonna say? What else do I love about this show? I love it in general. I love the mystery behind it. Well, it's not really a mystery. That's why I love it's a mystery, but not really a mystery, because we know what happens and we know, like, we understand the premise of the show. But there are these little minute moments, little minute details that we have to pick apart and try to understand and try to grasp and truly try to understand with just, I just said that twice, I'm repeating myself, but even now, like, it's the kind of thing that sticks with you long after the show is ended, because even now, a year later, there are still like moments I catch when I'm watching the show, I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't catch that on the first watch, I didn't get that, that didn't register the first time I watched it, or the third time, or the fourth time, that didn't completely get unpacked by me, and I love that. I think that this is the kind of show that has longevity in the characters. They stick with you, and I love that. I appreciate that. Anyway, I am rambling on way too much. I know this is supposed to be a commentary, but I am not very good at talking for an extended period of time because I start to slur my words and talk way too fast. So I'm just going to end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary to episode 1 of Until We Meet Again, my all-time favorite drama. And if this episode bodes well, I will do part 2, episode 2, and, you know, so on and so forth. But let me know down below in the comments if that's something you want to see. I know that it's different from our reaction format, so I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. Anyway, guys, until my next reaction, I hope you have a great day and stay safe. Bye-bye.
From being spun, hung on every word, yeah, every single one. So this is not for